We're on. Hey guys, it is a Sunday afternoon, evening for a lot of you guys on the East Coast. We're doing a vegetarian enchilada lasagna. We got my team here. My mother's here also filming. You can come closer this way.
Hi, y'all.
She's
I'm
also
on my Facebook page as well. I'm talking to you while he's doing this.
Right, so I'm going to get ready, get some little things handled. You guys could take a preliminary look at the ingredients over here.
Oh, I got to turn it around so it's not backwards. You guys can read that a lot better now, huh? That's what you need. Cooking time.
Alright, guys. So, vegetarian enchilada lasagna. A couple things going on here. Let me turn off my sound on my phone, because you guys like to message me while I'm doing my show. So, veggie enchilada lasagna. A couple things going on here. Enchilada sauce we made before with the green enchilada sauce, but now we're switching over to the red enchilada sauce. And we'll go into what that entails later. It's a way more robust, deep, chili type of flavor. We're going to go over the ingredients real quick. It's simple. It's things you're familiar with, nothing too crazy. We're going to look at the papers first to get you introduced. So, veggie enchilada lasagna. This is a recipe that I don't believe I made, but I made it myself before I looked at a recipe. I love Mexican food, and I figured making a lasagna out of it would be pretty useful. So we go extra virgin olive oil, 1 onion chopped. You can go any color onion purple. I wouldn't suggest purple onion in this scenario. Garlic or minced garlic, 2 cloves. All-purpose flour, tomato paste, chicken or vegetable stock. We're going with vegetable stock today to keep it vegetarian. 1 can of tomato sauce, chili powder, cumin, and all these other spices. Just noticing that it gets cut off here, but if you take a look over here, we'll go over more in depth of what everything is, including toppings. So, here are our spices. Chili powder. Right, so I have these labeled so I know what they are. You can get closer in here. So, chili powder. This really dark red. We have organic cayenne pepper, and this is light red. Paprika, which just gets more and more orange. And then we have cumin. And then we have salt, pepper, and then the rest of our ingredients: flour, yellow onion diced, garlic minced, and olive oil. And then for garnish, we have our sour cream and cilantro. Our cheeses today are Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese. And then we have our tomato sauce, right? Tomato sauce, vegetable stock, and this is your alternative to chicken stock if you want to stay vegetarian. And then we have canned tomato paste, which is, I'm just realizing my mother moved my tomato paste off of my mise en place where it was supposed to stay. So, we're going to get started on this. Preheat your oven to 450, first thing first. Excuse me if you can hear my mother on her own stream in the background. She's streaming it also on her page, her experience of the cooking. So, preheat your oven to 450. We're going to be using an 8x8 pan, usually used for casseroles, but this is perfect for, how many people did it feed, Auntie? It fed like
4.
It perfectly fed 4 people. That includes 4 people plus a little kid, so 4.5 basically. But it fed them perfectly. People were able to get seconds. It was great. And people, what this recipe is something you can cook at home. If you notice, we're not roasting tomatoes, we're not roasting garlic, we're not getting too in-depth with it, because we want something that you can cook at home if you're doing the vegetarian thing this month, like we are, the pescatarian, and nobody will notice it in your house. We had a vegetarian night in my house, and no one really noticed. notice, and that's help them. But you're not missing any meat or anything. If you want, you could put in bell peppers or mushrooms or something of that nature, but other than that, you're pretty good. So now that you guys have gotten a look at this, I'm going to look at these comments, see who's coming in real quick. Hey, Helene. Hey, Christine. Hey, Brenda. Hey, everyone. Hey, Jordan. So,
now's the time to go over so you can see your name. And then say you just jumped over. Okay.
So, doing this is how I cut up the tortillas. We're going to look at this again in a couple of minutes, but for layering them in this pan right here, you have to be pretty specific with your tortillas. And so, you can see behind me, my mother is doing her own stream.
I'm sending everyone over to Jelani's page right now. See, so look, you guys, this is Jelani's page. Y'all got to go from here to there.
So, she's doing her own stream while we do ours. I'll get this back to my camera lady. Hold on.
Oh, great. So, Brandy J just said she just jumped over. Okay, you guys. So, I'm about to get off right here.
So, now that we got the room again, your oven is preheated, your pan is on. You want to throw some of your oil in there.
Oven is preheated to what?
450. Your oven's at 450. If you feel like if you want to not watch it so much, you can put it at 350 and then broil the top later to get the cheese nice and brown. But if you're diligent and you keep an eye on it, it's going to cook for 15 minutes at 450, and it should be good there, and has to cool for about 10 minutes because of all the cheese. So we're going to start off by aromatics, which is our onion and our garlic. So I'm thinking I want to show you guys how to cut an onion. So I'm going to show you guys a quick lesson on how to cut an onion. So I'm going to grab my onion from right here. So we're using yellow onion today. You can just come over here. And I've showed you guys this on stir fry. When we did stir fry, we did vegetables. So you don't really start with this stuff. You kind of just tackle it straight off the bat. This stuff, I cut this part off, and then I cut a slit to get the skin. So if you can come down closer, you can see. So you cut this, and I slit that top layer just to get that very top layer off. Just easier. Thank you. And then the way I cut onions, that I've always have cut onions, is I chop them like this, and I tackle them in the half. And I always chop onions as if I were dicing them initially. So with this, you want to have diced onions or minced onions. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice them this way, across this axis, and then we're going to slice them across this axis right here, across the top, and then we're going to slice them across this one. So if you want to, you could take a ruler and make your onions an inch by an inch by an inch by doing it this way. But we just want generally chopped onions. So we slice them across that line, then we come to the top, and we slice them about the same length apart. Cleaning up my knife for me. So slice them about the same length apart. You can see the lines I'm cutting right here. You see that?
Now, when you were in Le Cordon Bleu, were they very adamant about the inches? I remember when you were in school, you had to do everything in a certain diameter.
Yeah, when you're doing things like French fries and things that are presentation, like garnish, you have to have it. It's not so much about it being a certain size; it's more about everything being the same.
Right. Oh, I remember.
And so that's how you ensure every French fry is the exact same. It could be 1.5 inches or 1 2/4 or whatever you want it to be, but they all have to be the same. I learned when I went to the Caribbean, I was cutting carrots, and I was thinking like it's not a fine dining restaurant per se, so why I shouldn't have to pay attention like that. But he came over, he scolded me for cutting up that many carrots without making sure they were all the exact same. Because some customers were going to get bigger carrots, some customers were going to get smaller carrots. And, you know, some might be better than others, but it's about consistency. Right. Like you said, the McDonald's fries, always the same. So you cut it this way, and then you cut it this way. Now we're going to cut it this way. And you'll see it comes off as diced onions already. They're already diced, and they're perfect for grilling or, sauteing. You just do that all the way down. And once you do this enough, you see how much time it saves you. Because now I just got a bunch of diced onions. And when you're doing it fast, it makes more sense why you do it like this. Because in a couple seconds, you go from a whole onion to a diced onion.
There's so many people watching. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Jordan. Like earlier. Hey, Angeline. Everyone's so excited. Everyone's saying hello. Hey, Helene. Helene. Hey, nephew.
Hey,
your auntie Helene.
Yeah, I said hi earlier. Hey, so you got your diced onions here now. That was there's a couple things in the restaurant industry we call loss of mass, and this is about 5% of your onion. If you don't want to lose out on this stuff, you're gonna have to cut the top off of this too. This stuff you throw in the vegetable stock. You throw all of this stuff in a pot of water, and it comes out to this stuff right here, which is what you use if you want to be vegetarian. Sorry, my camera lady got hit with a cold breeze on her back. So, start off with our oil. You have your chopped onions. All right, thank you.
Go ahead.
So, your chopped onions and your garlic are your aromatics. In this, we're not using any herbs because in Mexican cooking, Hispanic cooking, the only herb you usually use are cilantro or chilies. Chilies are technically on that spectrum of having aromatic properties.
Christine says she's on her way over so she can eat some. Come on over.
All right, so come this way. We throw our onions in our hot oil. And what we're looking for is for our onions to become translucent. And so once they do that, we'll start continuing. What you have to remember with this is you never want to rush anything. You could just throw all this stuff in the pot right now and, say you made enchilada sauce. But technically, you didn't develop flavor while you're doing it. So right now I'm developing my onion flavor. And then I'll throw my garlic and let that develop, and then I'll continue like that.
What's fascinating is that you, ever since you got out of school, you don't buy any sauce. Like I buy sauce, and he just does not buy sauce. He makes every single sauce.
It's like she said, after we came back for a while, this is for my garlic, she tried to make Alfredo with canned Alfredo sauce, and she tasted the difference pretty quickly.
So, I don't know what it was. So, she's going to do it.
No, I'm doing this with you.
So I've been used to canned sauces. I grew up with canned spaghetti sauce, canned marinara sauce. That's what we grew up with. And so I thought it was the norm. It tastes fine to me. And then check home from Le Cordon Bleu, and no canned sauce. Mom, we have to make them all like Cuba joint.
Yes.
We have to make them all.
There are 5 mother sauces, and if you can do those 5, you're good on everything.
What are they?
What are they? Put me on the spot.
So one is the Alfredo.
Yeah, one is Alfredo is based off of bechamel. So bechamel is milk and butter and flour, and that's a sauce. And every milk-based sauce like that is based off your bechamel.
You made your cheese sauce. Or
Yeah,
your
cheese sauce.
steak out of that.
The cheesesteak off the mac and cheese sauce, Alfredo sauce. It's all based
bechamel.
off bechamel. And so the forms of that are bechamel, the tomato sauce. So I'll grab a wooden. A wooden is important for this also because we're using acidic tomatoes. And so when cooking with wood stuff like this, if you leave it sitting in your tomato sauce, you will stain your wood cooking utensils. And that's not bad, but you'll always assume they're a little dirty. Alright, so I let my onions until they're translucent, and then I added my garlic. I'm gonna cook that until it's
Smells good.
right. So what you do is you cook it until the smell comes all the way out. There's no way to tell when your garlic is really done unless you're burning it. But when you're cooking it, you just want to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Let the smell really waft through the room. My granddad said there's no better smell than cooking onions and garlic, and I've taken that to heart. I start off almost all my meals with onions and garlic. So while that's cooking, we're going to talk about tomato sauce and tomato paste and why they're different and why we use both of them. Tomato sauce is different from crushed tomatoes in that it already has been heated up in the process. So it's not just mixed up tomatoes. It has like a little bit of salt, I believe, in it. And it tastes like it's been cooked for about 10 minutes already. So I go with this if I want to thin something out. And tomato paste, tomato paste is what I use if I want to thicken something up.
So what makes it okay? Sometimes you use this and sometimes you just roast the tomatoes.
Right. When I roast tomatoes and then blend it, I'm making this. I'm making tomato sauce. There's really no substitute for tomato paste because this is concentrated by the Hunt's factory. They concentrate the tomato themselves. But if you want to do it, yeah, thank you. If you want to make it yourself, you just do it. I've done it at least 6 or 7 times for you guys already. You step in front of her hair. So you can do what I always do. Instead of using chopped garlic and the 15-ounce can of sauce, you roast about 4 tomatoes, drain the juice, and mix it up in your food processor. And you see me do it a couple times with the marinara sauce and that. You roast your garlic also, and you do it that way. It develops a deeper flavor. But you, this is more a what can you cook that's not yet as fast, but the execution is what you're looking for. The important thing about this is your spices. Your spices are what differentiates this from a regular tomato marinara sauce type thing.
So Zola asked in comments, since this is a vegetarian dish, how do you get your protein? That was her question.
Your protein in this can come from topping of avocado or throwing mushrooms in it. A lot of it, this is a very chameleon dish when it comes to what you put in it. When I make this from sweet, I put red and yellow bell peppers in it. So it's very up to you how you put the protein in, but the simplest, most non-intrusive way I can imagine is avocado, nuts or roasted pine nuts or something, and then something like mushrooms. So right now I'm just going to add about 2 of these size spoonfuls of tomato paste to this mixture. Before that, we're going to add a little flour. This will help thicken up our final product. So you do just enough to where it sucks up most of the oil in your pan. Any more than that, you'll start burning flour.
So on your ingredient list it says 2 tablespoons?
Flour? Yes. Yeah, so a lot of this we're doing by size, but actual ingredients we're basing off of is a 15-ounce can. So everything I'm doing is based off of me using this much sauce. That's the ratio we're doing.
So when you look at the ingredients, that's what balances with it.
So here's what we have. We have onions coated, onions and garlic. Hold on, wait for it to. There we go. Onions and garlic coated in the flour. We add the tomato paste.
So Kate says, I love you're doing this. Reinventing Sunday family dinner. Perfection.
Right, yes, definitely. So you mix this up until it's its own little congealed.
Paste.
Yes, it's its own little paste.
Wow.
This makes mixing in your chicken stock way easier, and it prevents your sauce from breaking on itself.
Explain breaking on itself. You said that a lot.
Your sauce breaks when you're mixing two things that aren't supposed to mix. In this case, it's our oil in there and our vegetable stock here. And our tomato in general is acidic and doesn't want to mix with us. We add our stock.
Slowly.
You're right. You don't have to go too slow because once you make this paste and your paste is formed, you can turn it up. So right now I'm cooking the concentrate paste. The only reason I don't add it all at the same time is because I want this tomato mixture to cook a good amount to get that tomato paste flavor gone and just have it taste like cooked tomato. So as you see, it's really thick. That's the flour doing its job. Add some more.
Yummy. It smells delicious. God, but you can just smell the tomato and the garlic and the onion.
So I'm gonna open my. You can look at this, Auntie, while she does that. This little contraption, I don't know who got it in this house.
Auntie, your Auntie Vicky.
The person holding the camera, Auntie Vicky, got this crazy thing. I'm not sure how exactly it works.
You're doing it.
But I put it on, and then it does its job. I just leave it there, and it does what it needs to do. I love it. I didn't use it for about a month because I didn't trust it. And there you go. The reason I like this is because I don't have to fiddle with this. This is very sharp. I've cut myself on these about 3 or 4 times.
Well, let's be clear. He does not like to get anything on his hands. He told me when he was like 10, Mom, I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up, but I cannot get my hands dirty. So, he has enough gloves in the house.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So at the same time you're adding vegetable stock, you want to add your tomato sauce. You can see the consistency of this is perfect at this time. It's nice and thick. It's the base to the rest of it. It's done a medium-low heat right now because it's so thick. You don't want it to splatter. So I start adding this. And so, very carefully, and this is one of the downfalls, is they don't make metal forks. They don't make wooden forks this size. And a fork is pretty necessary for mixing everything consistently. So, I have this to prevent splashing. So, you try not to hit the corner of your pan. Just mix up in the middle. A fork is a sort of whisk if you don't want to get a whole other utensil dirty. And this would be a perfect time to taste your sauce. You want to taste it?
That's what I'm here for. Oh, ooh, yummy.
So, now we're going to add vegetable stock and spices. It's important to taste what your natural ingredients taste like. Like your vegetable stock, I don't know how. This isn't salt-free vegetable stock, so I know it has salt in it. So I just want to make sure I'm not overdoing it.
That's something that I really had to learn, was that when you're adding in a seasoning, a sauce or a powdered seasoning, you have to be mindful of the sodium that has in it, because it will impact the amount of salt that you should put in something. Jelani really taught me that, because I would put the regular salt in, then I'd add whatever juice I'm doing, then it'd be too salty.
The thing is, everyone wants their product to taste better, and the easiest way to do that is to make it saltier or have more fat in it. And so with things like this, tomato sauce, and I'm pretty sure this tomato sauce has sodium in it too. I'm 100% sure it's not salt-free tomato sauce, or else they would market that. But you always want to taste it, make sure your sodium level is where you want it to be and not too crazy. So we're going to start seasoning. I'm going to go a tablespoon of chili powder. Tablespoon of cayenne pepper. half tablespoon of paprika, half tablespoon of cumin.
From the other hand, I can see it.
You guys want to see on this side. Alright, so you can take a look in here. Maybe you want to go kosher salts. And ground black pepper.
Can I stir? Can I stir yet?
Yeah, you can stir. So when you stir it, just make sure it doesn't splatter, because it's a flat utensil like that will gather all the sauce, and then if you get too close to the wall, it just pops up because it has nowhere to go. Which is why I like a fork, because it allows it to move through, and you're not risking. You don't have to be as cautious as she's being now. You can be a little bit more vigorous.
I feel like it's such a role reversal. I'm cooking in the kitchen and I'm learning. It's amazing. I love these Sunday classes because I one, get to see him in his limelight, but two, I learn so much. Like the layering of seasonings, I've never done that. And I could tell when, and you'll hear taste this today, it's flavor comes up in layers.
So, while you're doing that, you want to let your sauce simmer for about 10 minutes. Jelani Nichols on Facebook. That's where all this takes place. Follow me, Chef Jelani, chefjelani.com. Chef Jelani, Chef J on Sundays. This whole thing will only take about an hour and 15 minutes. So it's perfect for if you don't have a lot of time, but it's a lot of idle time. It's simmering, baking, arranging. It's not hard work. You just need a skillet, a small bowl for cheeses and stuff, cutting board, knife, spatula, spoon, and that's about it. And so these are all your ingredients initially before you start dressing on top of it with the sour cream and whatever else you may want, avocado, lime. And this is all, it's rare that everything fits on one page, but because this is more technically savvy and less ingredient savvy, it's just the one page. So this device keeps it from splattering. The way I use it nowadays is I grab some paper towel and I throw the paper there. Thank you.
Okay.
So with this, it blocks most of the liquid, but it doesn't block all of it. So I throw a paper towel on top of this just to make sure any stray that gets through my chinois gets caught.
What is that called?
I actually don't know what this is called. I call it a flat chinois. It's, remember the chinois? It's a really, it's this kind of strainer, not the spaghetti strainer.
Yes.
So I just think of it as a strainer that's flat. Because in a pinch, I had to strain through this because I had something cooking. It couldn't stay in the water any longer. I couldn't find a strainer anywhere that was thin enough to thin out my sauce. And so I had to go ahead and use that. But yeah, while that is simmering, you want to turn on about a medium heat to get it nice and rolling. There's a couple things when you're building this lasagna. It's an enchilada lasagna, so you have to keep your flavors in mind. We're going vegetarian, so we're using a good amount of cheese to substitute for the lack of meat.
Which is also protein for Zola.
Right, which is also, well, cheese isn't protein. Is cheese protein? Learn something new every day. So if cheese is protein, feel free to go crazy on the cheese. Alright, so a quarter cup is about 6 grams. Is that 5 grams?
7 grams.
7 grams. So you're using about 3 cups of cheese total. So that's about 20 grams of protein, 21 grams.
And the whole dish.
Right, and the whole dish. So your body will be as much as about half of a power bar or something. So while this is going, it's pretty much your, I'm going to say off time. So I'm going to go and look at these comments while this is going. Hey Michael, hey Kate. So this is cooking off, I'm going to turn it up a little so it starts rolling.
Rolling is boiling.
Right. Yeah, rolling is boiling.
So you were talking about earlier the onion and the unused part of the onion. What do you call that?
That's extra mass.
And you once shared with me about extra mass on a garlic. And
Yeah.
how a garlic has the most
unused.
what's not the most
Yeah.
unused.
It's the most unused. When we're ordering food for cooking dishes, we price it out by dish. And so, like, one plate may use like 1 gram of garlic. But when you're ordering for 500 people, you don't get 500 grams of garlic from 500 grams of garlic. You only get the usable
Right.
amount of it. Same thing with bell pepper. It has 95% of it's usable. But
So what you do, what I'm amazed by, is you take garlic and you just roast garlic.
yeah.
Like you just, I think we have some in the refrigerator. Like we just keep roasting garlic
Yeah.
in the refrigerator. Like you
Roasted garlic.
just roast the garlic and then put it back in the refrigerator, and then we always have it. And it's so delicious when it's roasted.
So, I think that having things that you enjoy already made in the house makes cooking a lot easier. Yeah, just in general makes it a lot easier. So that's going. Yeah, you can hold the camera. My mom's not used to being a camera lady, so.
Then I can put it on my cousin, who's always trying to run out the camera.
Yeah, she's my usual dedicated camera lady. She's got it down packed.
So you see that Kate says, she says, stop about the hands. I want hands here.
No. See, my hands are still pristine.
Oh my
For
God.
a reason.
Guys, I have under the sink over there, is a whole box of cooking gloves.
If this dish required me to get really down and dirty with mixing something, I would have my gloves. My last episode, you saw me go through about 3 pairs of gloves because they get dirty and you have to switch them out. But it's important for certain dishes.
Mercy says, I need that in my life.
Oh, yeah. The
Awesome.
opener makes it easy. Just leave it. All right, so we're going to start assembling.
Now, this is rolling. This is what you're talking about,
All
rolling.
right, this is rolling right here.
And in layman terms, with us budget people, it's called boiling.
Right. So rolling is when you boil a sauce because the sauce is thicker, and so the boiling temperature is higher. You have to get it higher than 100 degrees to boil it. So call it
Rolling. It's a rolling sauce.
So
yes.
We're going to fast forward as if we've been simmering this for about 10 extra minutes. And once things like this simmering is really up to you. You could simmer for an hour and not mess up the recipe. I simmer sauces for usually twice as long as the recipe says, just because I love developing the flavors so much. So right now I'm just spreading a thin layer of enchilada sauce
Brenda
on the
says
bottom.
very educational. And Bijane, I think I apologize for the way I pronounce your name. She says hi from Switzerland.
Awesome.
So you cover the bottom with the thin sauce?
Yeah, so we cover it with the thin layer of enchilada sauce. And then we start with our...
So how many tortillas are we going to use about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then several and a half.
Right, so 4, 6, 8. About 10 tortillas. Think about it like this. We use 4 tortillas per layer. And we're going 4 layers up. So right now we're at 16 tortillas.
So 4 tortillas per layer and go about 4 layers up. And just so you guys know, these tortillas are healthy, gluten-free tortillas.
Right, so
And
today we're using street taco corn tortillas, gluten-free. I love street tacos. They're very
yes, he
delicious.
does.
So, when you're layering this, just remember, try to go sauce and then cheese. It makes it easier with spreading the sauce around.
Okay.
So, I'm going to take this off. Spoon some of the sauce over. I wouldn't use an actual spoon. I would use something that's flatter than a spoon, like this. Let you control how much sauce you're putting on. You're not labeling it out.
And this is where you talked about you can be creative because you can add
This is where
mushrooms,
you can layer mushroom, layer bell pepper.
zucchini, bell pepper if you want it more robust. You can put more vegetables in it. Eggplant, can you use that?
Yeah, definitely eggplant.
Eggplant, so you can really make a nice, robust. And of course, my cousin, Vicky, would want to add a little chicken.
Right. This is where if you want to add meat, you throw sauce, cheese, and then whatever extra toppings you want.
So sauce
Shredded
first,
chicken.
then cheese, then the extra vegetables.
Right. If you wanted to go meat with this, the first thing you do is add shredded chicken. That's the recipe classic for enchilada lasagna would be shredded chicken, something that you made at home preferably. But yeah, we're going to continue layering
Everyone's
this.
licking their lips now. They're licking their lips. And Grace says, she says, I'm taking notes.
So we go 2 half tortillas on the side, 2 tortillas down the middle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 tortillas per layer. And we do this, I tested this with the sizes and whatnot, but with the circle pan, it gets difficult because you have to cut quarters with your tortillas to get, it's like
So
a
the
jigsaw.
so the square pan is better.
Right, it's like a jigsaw with the circle pan. But with this, it's a little simpler. You just have to have. This is the 8x8, guys. To reiterate.
But if you have a casserole dish, like we do.
Okay, I thought you wanted to talk. She said if a casserole dish. Oh, yeah.
We lay them just, and if they overlap.
So, little did I know my auntie has made this before. I'm just now learning.
So funny because he doesn't know how much we cook as a family. He's learning because almost everything he goes to make, someone's made. But then he throws some yummies on us.
He does that extra seasoning.
Yeah, he definitely seasons. Okay, so Zola says, can you use refried beans? Absolutely.
Yeah, so refried beans, I wouldn't go skimpy or else they'll get lost in your sauce. I would make it a nice heavy layer of refried beans as if it were meat. That way it's not just getting lost in the rest of it. Or it will get lost very easily in your sauce if you don't make it nice and thick or if you don't cook it down with like jalapenos and stuff.
So what you're saying is when she's layering it on,
Right.
put a good amount on.
Layer it about twice as thick as your other layers. If your other layers are about an inch to an inch and a half, make your bean like 2-3 inches thick to ensure.
Elsie said, I never even thought about making lasagna with tortilla. I didn't either, Elsie. This was new for me as well. Yes. And just to know that you can add different things. Like he's doing a very simple cheese and sauce, vegetarian. But you can go bigger onions, you can go mushrooms,
Right.
you can go refried beans, you can go zucchinis, you can just make this nice and robust. And make it really healthy.
Right, so this is right now the healthiest we can get in terms of minimal cheese, no extra things. I personally, my go-to for vegetarian is mushrooms and bell pepper. If you want to just make it hearty, mushroom, bell pepper, layer it how you want. If you want to go meat, I would go chicken, jalapenos to fill it out that way. So final layer, we're going to go sauce, then cheese. Auntie, can you grab some more cheese for me? I think we're at the chair. So we're 4 layers up. And then we go cheese.
Thank you, Elsie.
Your top layer, you want to be cheese heavy because it's your top layer. I'm not sure why that is, but
Because we love cheese.
everyone loves cheese.
Cheese.
I'm gonna need some more cheese.
We got more cheese.
So I'm gonna.
We
grab
are
it out the
hungry.
bag.
We are ready for this one.
So we're using cheddar and Monterey Jack. I prefer cheddar to the Jack, but it's all up to you. You can even use mozzarella or feta, ricotta.
Thank you, Brenda.
Alright, so top it off with cheese. Then we throw it in the oven And we're gonna take out this other one. Oh, it's too close to the top. Alright, so comes out brown and bubbly. And then when you cut into it, okay, so my mother grabbed the cheese knife.
That's all I can reach. I'm double duty.
It's all good.
Oh, okay.
Feel free to go into this with the spatula. So the top should be crusty and delicious.
Yummy. Looks like a pie.
Right. So I'm gonna take a corner piece. Now, that's not as crispy as I thought. That looks good. All right. So that's product. You can come in closer. Let people see the texture.
You want
nicely.
You want something to hold the peanut? Whoa.
So this is our enchilada lasagna.
Yummy.
So
cheesy.
Right. So very, very cheesy.
Yamika says, can you please post the recipe? I want to try this. Yes, Yamika, it's already posted on his page. Go to his page. And then I'll show you the direction. It's cheesy. Yummy.
So you want to top that with a little bit of sour cream. A little bit of cilantro.
They're saying simply amazing. Looks yummy. Beautiful.
So you want to get closer on this.
Yep. What is that, cilantro?
Right. Top it off with lime juice. Right? Fresh lime juice. If you want. This is all up to you, of course. And then, just for presentation's sake, I always like to add a little bit of color in the form of smoked paprika on top of my white sour cream. And so you get this. This is our final product, enchilada lasagna. So I'm going to let my camera person taste this. So let me get her a fork. Alright.
Oh. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So you can tell us already. Okay. This is the part everyone wants to be here for. I'm going to eat it for vicariously. Let you guys have it vicariously through me. I'm going to represent all of you guys. God, it smells good. You smell all the herbs. Mmm. Mmm. That is so good. So, you have to know, I love meat. I grew up on meat.
Yeah, you don't miss it.
This month, I've been doing pescatarian, just to eat a little cleaner. And I told Jelani, I'm nervous. I don't know what I can eat. I'm getting bored. But this, I don't feel like I'm suffering at all. Come.
I'm getting comfortable.
Okay.
All right. So she's not on camera, but
She already been on camera.
she's gonna go in.
All right, so here we are eating the enchilada lasagna. So just to go over what's in it, you guys.
First of all, you have to do it with the lime. The lime is it just adds a pop. Okay.
So you have to remember, guys, this is a Mexican lasagna. So feel free to play on those Mexican flavors with the sour cream and the cilantro and the lime.
Okay, for me, can you make it spicy?
Yeah,
Can you make it spicier?
that is all up
more
in.
cayenne, or is it?
In the words of my grandfather, he would just put tapatio on it. But yeah, you would just add. It's a blend of the chili powder, the cayenne, and paprika.
It's good.
You would just up
So
each
chili
one
powder,
of those.
cayenne, and paprika. You just put more of that in it.
Right, all three. So you keep
All
the
three.
balance. If you increase only one, it will overtake in one direction. But you want to increase the
So this
overall.
isn't spicy. This is mild.
Right.
My kind of dish.
Right.
Now, if you didn't add it all paprika and the cayenne while you're cooking, how do you make it spicy on your plate? Because I like spicy. Vicky likes spicy.
On your plate, I would go with fried jalapenos, or if you want to stay away from hot sauce, which is vinegar based, I would go with something vegetable based, which is something like fried jalapenos or.
So fried jalapenos on top.
Right, I would chop them up, fry them. Yeah, chop them up, fry them, and that'd be a nice heat factor.
Make this
For
dish.
me as a meat lover, that's good.
So now, did you hear her? She said for her as a what?
A meat lover.
That's good. You don't feel like you're missing anything.
Everyone seems hungry over here.
Right.
So guys, this one is one of the.
This one's for you.
On the scale of what we've done, this one is definitely on the easy side. You have all the stuff in your house. It's very simple, and you can see it makes a good amount.
Yeah, it has a lot. There's a lot.
And it's
there.
very filling. And you can see,
That is a family of 4 each seconds.
right. That's how
That's
much we-
family of 4 each getting seconds, and it was 1 pack of tortillas. Small tortillas.
Right. 1 pack of small street taco tortillas. And so, guys, what I want to reiterate, you guys can see me. What I want to reiterate is
I'm eating off the spatula now.
this is my favorite cuisine, Mexican food. So I won't do you guys wrong when it comes to Hispanic and Mexican cuisine, because this is something I would cook at home for myself all the time, and I have and I will.
He
continuously.
always. I'm trying to teach him how to cook soul food. No, he wants to cook.
Yeah, we have about 4 or 5 different types of tortillas here at the house. We're going through our tortillas like, oh, this is too big, this is the wrong type, this is gluten free.
Yeah, packs and packs and packs of tortilla. Cause
too many tortillas, burrito tortillas, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to let you guys look at all this stuff again while we start signing off. So very, very simple list. If you want to look at the directions again, just to reiterate, we start sauteing our onion and garlic. We added our flour. We added tomato paste, and we stirred it up. Then we added vegetable stock, not chicken stock, because this is vegetarian. Chicken stock would make it just a little bit more robust, but it wouldn't be true vegetarian. And we go tomato sauce, our spices, all of our paprika, cayenne, cumin, all that stuff. Salt, pepper to taste. You cook it for about 5-10 minutes. Adjust your seasonings. This is where you make it spicier if you're my aunt. Adjust seasonings and set aside. That's where you add more paprika or cayenne or whatever you want, red hot. And then you build your lasagna. You go enchilada sauce, then tortillas. And then you go sauce again, then cheese, then tortillas. You repeat all the way to the top. And then you top it off with sauce cheese on top. Bake for about half hour on 450. Let it sit for about 10 minutes. As you saw when I took it out, it was a little goopy because it didn't sit. It didn't sit for 10 minutes, which let it all.
It was goopy good.
Right, it all just sit with the open little hatch, air drain. So,
See, I don't believe you.
Oh yeah, perfect.
so you see how much more solid
Yeah, now it's
that
solid.
is.
Yeah.
Tortillas have released oil.
Well, we don't want to waste this, so.
So yeah, it's good by itself, but I prefer it with the sour cream and lime and cilantro. It really elevates it. Alright, so you don't really miss meat once you have all that stuff. Add mushrooms and bell pepper to this. You'll have my personal recipe. I put mushrooms and sweet peppers, not the green ones, the yellow and red. But yeah, we're going to sign off soon. ChefJelani.com for all the good stuff coming up. Chef Jelani Nichols on Facebook. Just Jelani Nichols. You can reach all this stuff there. We're uploading all this stuff to YouTube in the next day or so. It's all up there now, but it's not labeled. Cooking supplies, all this stuff you need. Here's your cooking time, pretty simple.
What's super exciting is that he's going to start doing some classes where you can actually register and go get groceries, the same groceries he gets, and on Zoom. So it's not going to be here, it's not going to be for public, it'll be private for you. you and maybe 5, 6, 7 other people, and you're actually going to cook together. So he's going to prepare it while you're preparing, and you can raise your hand and ask questions, and at the end of the class, everyone participating will have a delicious meal together. So just imagine today, you could have had this delicious meal. So when you see that coming up, make sure you register and you raise your hand and say, pick me, let's play. So.
Right, so definitely sign up for our online classes. We're going to be coming up. If you go on the website now, there's a space where you can put you're interested, where we're gathering information and what we want to do and all that. Feel free to jump over to the website. We'll be happy to have you just to check it out if you want. We're cooking all the time. I'm going to be cooking my meal for next Sunday tomorrow, so check back if you want to see what we're doing next Sunday. Here's our meal again. Enchilada lasagna, vegetarian. Very good, relatively easy compared to the other stuff we do. Our hardest dish I think so far has been the Philly cheesesteak or one of the sliders or something. But yes, chefjelani.com, check it out. We'll be here next Sunday also. I'm not sure where she will be, but she might be here.
I think sometimes he likes me here. Sometimes he wish I was gone because I just jump all in the way. But that's what mommies do. That's what we're supposed to do. So thank you guys for supporting. Thank you for hanging out. Go make a great meal. And more than anything, make great memories with your family. That's what matters.
All right. We'll see you next time. Chef Jay on Sunday. See you next week.